candles, ba-do. Soon it will be. Hello, everybody. Oh, I just chased Kira away. Hey, everybody. I'm late. I'm just getting set up. As I jostle around with my camera. Let's get you set. All right. There we go. How are we doing? Perfect. Hello, everybody, and welcome. All right. Woohoo! I don't know. I posted a note earlier, and then I did a quick live video from a stoplight to let everybody know that we were going to be late tonight. Thank you for coming. Thank you for your patience. Obviously, I just walked in the door. I had just enough time to feed my little flirkin so that she didn't bug me throughout this whole thing. And so thank you for your patience again as I get set up. Welcome. We're about to do our weekly Monday mini medicine card readings. Woohoo! Oofda. All right. So I had, as I've said before, I do readings down at Crescent Moon Gifts in Tacoma on Mondays. And I try to get done by 6:30 so that I can get home by 7:30 so I can do this. I'm thinking I might switch this to 8 o'clock on Mondays just to give me that little extra scooch of room, because the tendency is that people show up like right at the end of the day, which was the case today. And I don't mind. It's just that then it's a trick to get home on time. But had someone show up and was getting a half hour, which would have been fine, but then her reading ran over. She was like, no, let's just keep going. So I kept going, which was fine. But it meant I had to postpone this for a little bit. So thank you for waiting. Thank you for your patience. I'm just getting set up here. Let's see. I am Patrick, and I will be your friendly neighborhood shaman. And we are going to do some readings as soon as Okay, we're just going to do this. All right. Put on a little Christmas music in the background. I'm going to light a candle, light some sage, and smudge my cards, which got a lot of use today. So if you're new here, these are the cards I use. There's the medicine card deck. Each card has a different animal spirit guide on it. And you know that animals have always spoken to me a lot more than the tarot or other cards and such. So okay, I'm gonna skip the music. I'm going in so many different directions right now. Here we go. I like to put a little bit of background music. I don't know if you can even hear it, but just a little bit of ambiance and to help drown out the buzzing of my refrigerator. There we go. So I'm still winding down a little bit. So I hope you all had a great Thanksgiving. I'm so excited that it's Christmas time. I love Christmas. Christmas is my holiday. So if you're new, why don't I just get on with it, huh? As I smudge my cards here. So we use this medicine card deck, and what we do, started doing this toward the beginning of the pandemic as a way to give people a little extra guidance, since it was kind of a new world, new normal, lots of uncertainty. I figured everybody needed extra guidance. So I started doing this Monday mini medicine card readings just to give people a little bit more perspective or guidance or help to help them get through the week. And it's so much fun, I just kept doing it. I mean, technically we're still in a pandemic, but I think we all can still use a little extra guidance. So, oh, it's a bit easier to hear my voice without the background? Okay. Kill the band. All right. So, what we're going to do, I am going to draw 3 cards, and your job is to pick a number between 1 and 3. And like I always say, it's an abundant universe, so if you want more than one number, pick more than one number. You can pick 2 or 3 cards, and then I will do a reading for each card in turn, and whichever card corresponds to the number you chose, that is your guidance for the week. So, thank you again for your patience. Thank you for joining me. It means a lot to me that people actually show up and listen. So, okay. I just had 3 cards jump out of the deck, so I guess those are our cards for tonight. Oofda. All right. So, and if we have time at the end, I'm going to do a little guided meditation, lead you to a nice, sitting on a nice rock in a meadow where you can talk to whichever animal has chosen to guide you this week. And get your message from that animal personally. Nice. All 3 cards tonight are ones that don't show up a lot, that haven't shown up a lot in these Monday night readings. So awesome. All right, so number 1. Getting comfortable. I'm kind of, I still got some of that frenetic energy from the road. Okay. All right. Number 1. If 1 was your card, you got the badger. The main thing about badger is tenacity. Badger is basically a little tank, and when he sets his sights on a destination, when he sets his intention, he goes until he gets there, even if he has to go through things, or around things, or over things, or under things. You know, Badger's a digger. So if there's an obstacle, challenge, he doesn't just give up. And if there's no other way around or over, he goes under. He makes his own way. So literally thinking outside the box. And I'm getting, this is funny, I'm getting memories of a show that probably no one else in the world ever watched, but I did, and back in the 90s, I think. If you've ever seen those movies, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, they actually had a TV series based on those movies, and it actually starred Peter Scolari, the Tom Hanks' co-star from way back when he was on Bosom Buddies. And a lot of this is probably, if you're younger, a lot of this is probably sounding like blah, 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 blah. But anyway, so they had a show. They made a show out of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. And so it was this couple and their 2 kids. And the dad was the inventor. And the one in the movie where he created this shrinking ray and he accidentally shrunk the kids, etc. And so in the show, he continued to create different inventions and was always getting the family into trouble. And I remember one episode, I really do have a point with all of this. In one episode, there was some goofy thing going on, and the daughter kept getting caught into these situations, these scenarios. And I don't remember if it was like a dream thing or an alternate reality thing, but she would find herself in these different situations, in these different scenarios, which were challenges, like a logic challenge, like, okay, how do you solve this puzzle? But she always changed the like she would come out with something out of the blue, like she was falling and she created a parachute, which was not part of the original problem that created this scenario. And so she kept stepping outside of the scenario. She kept changing the parameters. And so if this is your card, if you run into challenges and you can't, like, if you're just like banging your head against the wall, open your mind to creative solutions. Think outside the box. Think outside the obvious. It's like Zen mind, beginner's mind. Change the parameters. You know, we get caught in these scenarios, we get in these situations, and we think there's, you know, it's an A or B solution. Like we have a decision to make between A and B, but there is always, I was going to say there's always a C, but there's always a whole bunch other options. There are never only 2 options. There was always a way around it. And that brings up another similar thing with Star Trek, of course, Star Trek. When Captain Kirk was going through Starfleet, they go through a simulation, and this particular exercise it's a no-win situation. It's kind of like, it's like how to find out how a person would deal with a no-win situation. And Captain Kirk does not believe in no-win situations. And so even as a cadet, as he's going through Starfleet being tested, he went into the computer the night before and changed the parameters of the program so that he won this no-win situation. He was the only one in Starfleet to ever come through this program and survive it and win it. because he didn't accept the parameters that were given him. And so don't accept the parameters that others give you. Don't accept that there's only this narrow window of opportunity, or that your choices are limited. There is always another way. And if there's no other way, go under. Badger digs burrows. Badger lives underground. And so if there's something in his way above ground, he just goes under it. Make your own way. And speaking about the burrowing aspect of Badger, Badger is known as kind of the master of herb lore. Because he lives in his burrow underground, the roots of the herbs are on his ceiling, so he knows all the herbs. He knows exactly what they're for, exactly how much to do for a given illness or disease or whatever. And so if that's your card, number one, you might be being asked to whatever you're dealing with, to find herbs, find the proper, appropriate herbs to help you with your situation. What if it's a physical illness or whatever, just to help balance your mind and body. Or you might be being asked to actually explore herbal wisdom. Start reading books, start taking classes. It's really funny trying to kind of pare this all down to basically like a, New York Times horoscope, generalizing something for everyone that's watching, and there's all these different aspects, and that's why I'm saying a bunch of different ones, because it feels like there's like different people that need to hear different messages from the same animal. But the main thing is that tenacity. It's like, don't stop. Like Joseph Campbell said something about, keep moving. And it was either Joseph Campbell or the guy that wrote Walden. Why can't I think of his name? Henry David Thoreau. But when you move in the direction of your dreams, where before there was only a wall, a door will open. When you move towards your dreams, when you move towards your intentions, the way is made clear before you. Even if before it looked like a wall, an impenetrable wall, you will find a door. A door will be opened for you to continue moving forward. Because when we align our intentions with our deepest desires, our passions, our bliss, the universe, that is our gift from the universe as our compass for the direction we're meant to go. The universe isn't going to tell you, okay, go that way, but we're going to put this fallen log in your way so you can't get through. The universe is going to clear your path, because the world needs more passionate, on fire, fully present humans, right? And so the universe is going to take care of you. Even if there is but a wall in front of you, you just keep going. There'll be a wall, or there'll be a door where there wasn't one before. I'm feeling like there's something else from Badger. What else, mister? I guess the word feisty just popped into my head. And so, this tenacity, it's like ignoring everyone and everything that distracts you from your path. And it's okay to focus on your path and not take side trips or, you are the priority in your life. You came here as part of the puzzle. You are one piece in this vast puzzle of humanity, and you came here to be that puzzle piece, to plug in. And if you're going around trying to chase down and help other people get their place, their puzzle pieces, there's always going to be a hole where yours is meant to be. Kind of like in the on the airplanes where they tell you to use the air mask first before giving it to someone else. You are your priority. You have a drive, passions, dreams that you came here to fulfill. Those are your priority. You can help others along the way, but don't get distracted by trying to save the world. Your only responsibility is what is in front of you and your own personal journey in this life. Everyone else is just as powerful, just as magical, and have just as many dreams and purposes to be here as you do. You can help them find their own calling, but never give up your own dreams. Keep at it. Keep badgering it until it comes true. It kind of comes along with, it fits with our Christmas season, because it's like that childlike belief, like, I know I'm going to get there, even if I sound crazy, even if nobody believes me, even if everyone is trying to dissuade me from what they think is a crazy course. I know it exists. I'm going to get there. And it's that belief, that passion, that dedication that actually creates the results that you're looking for. You'll see it when you believe it. Okay? So that's number one. You're number one. Number two. If 2 is your number, you got the crow. Crow is so many things, so complex. My guides, I'm hearing them say that they're the puzzle solvers. Crows are so intelligent. I've heard their intelligence compared to anywhere from a 4 to a 7-year-old child. They can count. They can recognize people. Not only can they recognize someone, they can pass on that memory to their children. If someone is good to the crows and feeds the crows, generations down the line will recognize that person as a good person. So they see patterns. They see how things work together. Again, similar to what I was saying about badger, crow medicine is about seeing how things work and then utilizing that pattern to get where they want to go or to get what they need. My great example, and some of you probably have heard this story before. I was watching a PBS special about, actually I don't remember if it was about crows or animals in general, but there was a section about a group of crows in England somewhere, and they had figured out the traffic signals. They would fly over an intersection, and when the light turned green, they would start dropping nuts into the road so that the cars would drive over them and break the nuts open. And then they would wait for the lights to turn red, and they would swoop down onto the road and eat all the broken nuts. As soon as the light turned green again, they would swoop out, grab more nuts, and drop them in the road for the cars to run over. So they see how things work, and they put together how it is advantageous to them. It's not a manipulation. It's like utilizing what's there and adding to it for their own purposes. And so, like, kind of what I was saying with Badger, Crow is seeing the patterns and using the patterns to your best interest. If Crow medicine is out of balance, it can be that rebel, where you're banging your head against the wall. You're trying to force the system to change into something that it's not. And all you do is exhaust yourself. This is using the system from within to get where you want to go. You're moving with the flow. It's, the water course way, the way of least resistance. And so, like I said with Badger, if you're running into a wall, if you're a Badger, dig under it. If you're a Crow, fly over it. There's always a way over, under, around obstacles. And know that when obstacles pop in, when there's a puzzle in front of you, every puzzle has a solution. You can't have a puzzle without a solution. Just like when if you're making a crossword puzzle or something like that, you write the answers first. You come up with the solution first, and then you create the puzzle that fits with that solution. So if you have a puzzle, if there's something puzzling you, if there's a challenge in front of you, the fact that there's a challenge means that there is a solution. You couldn't have a puzzle without a solution. And it's like Einstein talked about how you can't solve a problem with the same consciousness or the same mindset that created the problem. You have to look at it from a different angle. You have to level up, and that is the point of most challenges in our lives, is to get us to move up. We can't get it you can't get through a wall thinking two-dimensionally. You have to bring in 3 dimensions so you can get over it. You have to open your mind to bigger things, just like the Crows figuring out, when the light turns green, the cars drive. We can have them break our nuts open so we can just eat them when the light turns red. So if you're experiencing problems or puzzles, call on Crow to help you see through it, to see a way to utilize what is in front of you. I just remembered this great quote from years and years and years ago. I hadn't thought about this for a long time, and I don't remember, it might be from the Course in Miracles, something like that, but it's like the universe will use whatever is in front of you to get you home. Whatever is in front of you is part of the path. And you can either use it to make excuses not to go further on your path, or you can use it as the jumping board to propel you forward and upward. Okay? I'm thinking that's where I'm going to keep it with Crow for right now. There are so many different aspects of Crow, but that feels appropriate for right now. So, number 3. If 3 was your card, you got the Lynx. She has been coming up a lot lately. She has been, I think she came up in almost every reading I did today. Lynx is the keeper of secrets. She is kind of the matron saint of psychics and seers. When you look at that gaze. She looks at you. She's not looking at you. She's looking through you. She knows everything about you without you even saying a word. And so if this is your card, this is you. And it's time to give yourself credit for what you know, for what you see, for what you feel. And if this is your card, I would seriously, if you haven't already, I would consider doing something with, like, becoming a psychic reader or reading cards or something similar, because you have a vision that can benefit others. You can see things others can't. You can put into words things that others can't. The thing is, with Lynx, you can't know other people's secrets if you're keeping secrets of yourself. If you're holding on to secrets, if you're, especially secrets from yourself, when we have this habit of like kind of hiding from ourselves, like, oh no, I'm not like that, when you actually are, or not admitting that there's something that you like, and you're always downplaying it or pretending you don't like it or whatever. To be that clear channel, to be able to see things, to be able to hear things, you have to have as clear a channel as possible. That means that you need to do your own work, you need to do your own processes to clear that channel, so that when you do see something, when you're asked, when you're asked a question, when you're asked to utilize your psychic abilities, your abilities to see beyond the physical or whatever, if you've got too many filters in the way, you're either going to give erroneous information, or you're going to project onto your client, or you're going to just totally be way off base. So come clean with yourself. If there's anything you're holding on to, any secrets, and you don't have to announce them to the world. That's another aspect of Lynx medicine. She knows secrets. She knows, she sees, she feels, she hears, but she discerns what she shares or where she shares it. So you don't have to come clean to everyone. You don't have to write it on a blog or write a book. Just journal. Just, if nothing else, be honest with yourself. Write down the things and clear that channel. Become so pure and authentic, transparent, that there's nothing anyone can hold against you. If it's all out in the open, if you have no more shame around these issues, there's nobody that can shame you. There's no place for them to get their hooks in. It's only where we have doubt or arrogance, on the other side of the coin, that people can manipulate us, that we can, what we're saying can come through distorted or way off base or as a projection rather than clear truth. But you have a gift. You can see what others don't. And like I said, an important ingredient to this is discernment. You don't volunteer information, and I mean, there's exceptions to everything. And you can ask if it's like a loved one and you're picking up something, you can ask if they're willing to hear something that you're picking up, especially if you do it in a loving, compassionate way. Hey, Steph. Yep. It's you. Where was I? Oh, but we don't just indiscriminately volunteer information because people may or may not be ready to hear it. In fact, as a rule, it's like you don't tell people things unless they ask. I had a friend who was really psychic, and we were in Seattle one day, and some woman walked past just on the street, and my friend was like, hey, there's a challenge coming up for you, but it's going to be really hard. It's going to bring up a lot of stuff, and you're not going to even be sure you're going to get through it, but it's going to be okay. It's going to be fine. And this woman, I was like, what the hell? And this woman, like, rather than helping, this woman walked away, like, freaked out and with fear. I mean, you could see the fear in her eyes. It's like, that doesn't help. When we wait until people ask, because then they're ready to receive. We don't stand on the street corner just giving out free information, because just because you can see everything doesn't mean that you're meant. How do I put this? It's not your job to save the human race. It's not your job to enlighten people of what they're doing or what ways they're crippling themselves and their thoughts or their feelings or whatever. And again, I think I mentioned this last week, like, I've known a number of people who claim to have trickster medicine and to be able to see people's, hot spots and triggers, and thought it was their job in this lifetime to push those buttons to help people deal with their own issues. Well, guess who has issues? Anyone who thinks that they're better than someone else and thinks it's their responsibility to push someone else's buttons until they get it right. I can't think of a better description of arrogance, and ignoring your own path to feel like to self-congratulate yourself for helping other people when you're really not helping, and distracting yourself from your own path. Remember what I said earlier with Badger? When you're a reader, when you do this work like I'm doing right now, when you are a reader, it's like, okay, so I'm presenting I just thought of that. I'm like, we're not going to stand on the street corners, but here I am on Facebook Live, just that. But that is interesting. I'm trying to sort that out now. It is different because I'm not. I do have information. I'm doing a specific thing. It's not just random, and people can come and they can go and whatever. It's not a captive audience or anything. And I don't have my ego's not in it as far as, you gotta listen to me, you're gonna screw up unless you take my advice, blah, blah, blah. So now I just got off track of what I was going to say there was something I was Oh, so when you do this work as a reader, especially when you're being paid for it, you know a different language. It's not that you're better than anyone. It's not that you have special powers, because everybody is psychic. Everybody is innately psychic, innately divine. It's just a language that not everybody speaks at the moment. And so you know a new language, whether it's the tarot cards, whether it's seeing things for others, intuition, healing. What they pay you for is like, okay, here's this book, translate it for me. They're asking you to read something. They're not paying you to fix them. They're not paying you to give them good news. They're asking for you to read a language that they can't read. And that's it. We're not meant to put our opinions on it. We're not meant to editorialize what's going on. You're here to read what's there, to interpret the feelings, to interpret the messages coming in, to be that clear channel that will help reflect to them what they need to hear. I hope that makes sense. And I'm going to do a lot more thinking about I'm going to keep doing these videos. I'm not in doubt of that. But I'm really interested in how this differs. I'm not proletarian. I'm not preaching. I'm not trying to convert people. I'm not saying, you better listen. I'm just putting this information out there for people to receive or not, as they desire, as they are ready. So, that's interesting. But it's really about integrity. It's really about knowing yourself so that you can get out of the way to be the messenger, and the discernment on whether it's appropriate to speak or not to speak. You don't have to just, like my friend on the corner telling some random woman that there was going to be a challenge, but she was going to get through it. That's not helpful. And it's not compassionate. That probably got in the way more than it helped. So be open, crown chakra, open up that crown chakra, open up that third eye, but also do the lower clearing to get rid of as much of your own crap as you can so that you can be a clearer channel. Because the clearer you get, the more perfect how do I put, how the outside world is a reflection of our inner world. And when someone is doing their own work and becomes as, clear as possible, they become a mirror, exponentially for other people. Other people will look at them and see themselves in that mirror. Whether it's love or hate or whatever, you can be the brightest light in the world and someone will look at you and hate you. Actually, one of my guides, Amaranth, my unicorn guide, said that sometimes you're so bright that it blinds people and all they can see is darkness. If they don't have their filters open, they're not going to be able to receive it. And so it's not your job to change people. It's not your job to save people. It's your job to be a channel for what information needs to come through, and to do so in a compassionate way. Sandra Ingerman always taught us, you tell healing stories. There's no point. Someone comes to you, they're coming because they've had most likely they've had some trauma in their past. They're trying to deal with it. Whatever is happening right now is because of some past trauma. And what's the point in re-traumatizing someone? It's important to tell the healing story, to, you know, this is seeing the big picture, seeing the divinity in each person, so that you can show them that divinity within them, to know that no matter what's going on, they are greater than that problem, that they can heal, that they are healing, that, you know, empower them. It's not just spinning it to make it a happy tale. That's not what I'm talking about. It's giving the full picture. Knowing, and the clearer you are, the less secrets you keep from yourself, the more you can see the divine in other people. Namaste. The divine in me greets the divine in you. And when you can reach that divinity in yourself, you can see it, hear it, feel it in the other person, and you bring that to the forefront. And then anything is possible. That's the healing story. That is the truth. That is not just something spun so that people are happy or they feel encouraged, even though, you know, it's not some platitude that, you know, everything happens for a reason, so go deal with it. That's not healing. We're here to heal each other. We're here to see each other, to hold the light up for each other so they can see their own reflection of their divine light. That's how we heal each other. That's how we heal the world. Okay? Oofda. All right. We have time. All right, let me grab my drum rolled under the table. Let me grab my drum. And like I've said in the past, what you hear from me, no matter how clear I am, I mean, I do my best to keep my channel clear, not to project and give just pure messages. But from your perspective, everything I say is secondhand knowledge. It's hearsay. It might resonate, and that's awesome. But as a shaman, my job is to empower you, to help you trust your own heart, your own messages, your own intuition. And so, what I like to do when I have time at the end of these is I'm going to lead you in a guided meditation. I'm going to take you to a place where you can meet whichever animal called to you. And if you got more than one, choose one, or ask for all of them to show up. Why limit it? And if you run out of time, because that's a limited time to do this meditation, but feel free to go back and listen to it as many times as you want. Or if another animal pops up sometime this week or next week or whatever, come back to this and just watch the guided meditation part so that you can talk to that animal specifically, personally, and get whatever personal message was meant for you. Okay? All right. How do you like my drumstick? I'm having to fix it, so I still got some strings off of it, but I was having trouble. It kept feeling like it was going to slip out of my hand, so I needed more texture, so I'm still working on it. But okay, so take a deep breath, hold it for a moment, and let it go. Take another deep breath and hold it for a moment. And as you exhale, feel all the tension, the anxieties, the worries, the doubts just flowing out with your breath. And feel yourself grounded. Feel the support of the chair or the floor or whatever you are sitting on. Feel the support of Mother Earth holding you up. And I'm going to drum softly. As you're sitting here, breathing normally again, relaxing with every exhale, I want you to open your third eye as though it was one of your other two. Look out into your imagination. And you find yourself on the edge of a forest, right at the tree line, looking out upon a vast meadow. You can hear the birds singing behind you from the trees. You can hear the insects buzzing in front of you. You can watch the waves of the wind through the tall grasses. You can hear them sway. You can see the multicolored insects, the dragonflies buzzing through. And in the center of this meadow is a great flat rock, just inviting you to come sit. So you make your way through the tall grasses, feeling them brush against your legs and against your fingertips, hearing that buzz of the insects. And once you get to that rock, climb up, sit down, feel the sun-warmed surface beneath you. Feel the warmth of the sun on your face, the slight breeze through your hair, across your face, keeping you at just the perfect temperature. And as you sit here on this stone, we invite whichever animal chose to walk with you this week to come and meet you. They might fly from the sky. They might appear out of the grasses, come from the trees. But one way or the other, they come to meet you at this big flat stone. And when they arrive, welcome them, thank them for coming. If it's appropriate, scratch them behind the ears, under the chin, whatever feels right. And now I'm going to be quiet for a minute or two. And this is the time to ask this animal, what is its personal message to you? What has this animal come this week to help you work on? So I will be quiet as you ask and receive the reply, which may come in words, thoughts, pictures, feelings, but come it will. And now it comes time to say goodbye for now, knowing that you can always return to this place, this magic meadow, this lovely stone, and call in your animal friends to talk, to ask questions. But for now, it is time to say farewell. So thank them for coming. Scratch them under the chin, behind the ears, whatever is appropriate. You can even pull out a carrot or something for them to eat and wish them farewell. And as this animal retreats the way they came, know that they are with you at all times, guiding disappear into the woods or the sky or the grasses. Become aware once again of the chair or floor or whatever you're sitting on in this three-dimensional practical world. Become aware of the room around you. Come back into your body. Wiggle your toes. Wiggle your fingers. Tap on your chest, tap on your legs. And come back fully into your body. And then slowly at your own pace, and when you are ready, go ahead and open your eyes. Welcome back, everybody. How was that? I hope that was helpful. And if by any chance you didn't get a message or your animal didn't appear, you have not failed at anything. There is no way to get this wrong. Know that somehow, some way, the animal is still working with you. Pay attention to your dreams. Pay attention to the conversations around you, to things you might read on the internet or whatever. Know that they will speak to you somehow. But I really love the chance to get people to help tune their inner ear, their inner voice, so that you now have a relationship with one of your animal spirit guides. You can talk to them directly without intercession of someone else. And that is what shamanism is about. It's about direct revelation. We don't have to go to someone else. Or what we learn, what we experience is firsthand knowledge. It's direct revelation. And the more, that is my goal, is to help people find that, to connect with their own guidance, to be able to hear their own inner voice, to be able to hear their own guides. So I hope that was helpful. If you feel like sharing in the comments or whatever underneath this, feel free. I love hearing what people find out. And every animal, like however many people are on here, even if everybody chose the same animal, the messages might be similar. There might be a thread of similarity running through them, but every person has a different relationship, a unique relationship with every animal. And so though the messages might be similar, they're also going to be all unique and custom suited to what you need to hear right now. So, thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for coming through this. Thank you for your patience with me starting a half hour late. And watch my Facebook page, etc., because I'm thinking about switching to go to 8 o'clock on Monday nights as a rule, just to give me that extra padding of time, because I work Mondays. I do readings down in Tacoma at Crescent Moon Gifts. So if you're ever in Tacoma on a Monday, come check me out. But that'll give me more time to get home. I'm usually in a hurry to get home before. And so I'm going to try to maybe give myself that extra cushion of time so that I can be more here and present and able to give you the messages that they want to share with you. So again, thank you for your presence. Thank you for watching. Feel free to share this far and wide. Sharing is caring. And invite your friends. I hope to see you here again next week, every Monday night. Invite your friends. Share this. And I thank you for your support in that. And my job is to support you, to support the community that supports me. And so please check out my website at perchingwolfstudios.net and see what shamanic services I offer, see if anything resonates for you. from healings to readings to whatever. I also do mentoring. Going to be having some classes coming up soon. So watch my Facebook page, check out my website to keep on top of all of that. I will share this to my Facebook page, this video, and I will also upload it to my Perching Wolf Studios YouTube channel, where there is over a year of these readings. So, like, if you're ever needing guidance, you know, time is an illusion. And so even if you're watching this particular video a year down the line, if there's some guidance you need and you choose this video, you're going to get the guidance that you need. So if you need guidance, just randomly choose one of my videos, choose a number, and get that message you need. The universe knows how to make those synchronicities happen. So, what else? Follow me on Instagram. Follow my blog. I've got a couple of blogs. Well, actually, I think I've got 4 or 5 total, but I've got 2 main ones. One that I haven't done much with for a while that I intend to get going again. And the other one is where I share my comics that I draw. I'm a cartoonist as well as a shaman, and I translate a lot of my shamanic experiences into a kind of graphic novel comic form. So you can check those out. The links are in the information, either on the YouTube underneath or in the description of the video on Facebook. That one is drawingbreath-comic.blogspot.com. My other blog is goldenthreadroad.blogspot.com. Even though I haven't been keeping it up to date, there's like 10 years worth of writing on there or more. So check it out. Check me out. Share me. And if this was helpful, if you feel inclined, I gratefully accept donations. I've got my PayPal information under here or up here or wherever the information is on the video. And if you want to just toss me a couple of dollars, and I would be so grateful. This is my full-time job now. I'm so excited to be doing what I love. I love my job. I love my job. So thank you for your support. Let me know what I can do to support you. And I think that is it. So have a wonderful week. I hope to see you next Monday. And actually Wednesday night, if you're free Wednesdays at 7, I do a sacred pipe ceremony on Facebook Live. Same bat time. No, not same bat time, but same bat channel. But at 7 o'clock. And I'm a pipe carrier, and so we do the ceremony with the sacred pipe, and basically it holds space for you to connect to spirit and take the world off your shoulders for an hour or so, be able to breathe, be able to send your prayers and intentions straight to Great Spirit. And it's a beautiful ceremony. It's probably the most sacred space I know of, and I feel very honored and privileged to be able to share that with others. So come check that out. And if not, I hope to see you next Monday. And until then, know that I love you, that I see you, that I honor you. So have a wonderful week, everyone. Enjoy the season. Breathe. Love yourself. Okay? Go shining. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.